Hello there, Libra. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly reading for October 2021. As we get started here, as always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck for my readings. It's my go-to deck. If you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't hesitate to hit that red subscribe button below and the bell so that you're in the know of all of the new content as it is released. I'll be working on some love readings as soon as I finish up these monthly readings. I know I'm coming in a little bit slow here at the beginning of this month, and I apologize for that. Things have been just a little bit crazy as I'm making my own personal transitions. So stepping into your energy, of course, here, Libra, for the beginning of the month for October, I really feel as though you are working toward finding some stability, really trying to hang on to your joy, find your joy, and navigate this the best that you can. But I really feel as though you're finding that this is a little bit risky, right? This involves some risk, and through this all, you are going to have to adapt. In what way are you going to have to adapt? Maybe you're going to have to allow things to work themselves out over time and not control some of these things as they happen. And I do feel as though it's going to involve a little bit of a sacrifice, or to see things from a different viewpoint as you adapt into these things and allow things to transpire in a different way. I think that you probably have a vision in your mind of how you want things to be, and they are not going to be exactly how you want them to be. I feel like they're going to be tweaked just a little bit as Spirit brings them in for you. So stepping into the first week here, the 1st through the 9th, we have beautiful energy. I love it. The 10 of Pentacles, the Empress, beautiful energy, and then we have also the 7 of Cups that comes in with the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, actually it was like this. Oh, there you go. The 7 of Cups with the 3 of Pentacles. And so with this, I really feel that, you know, there's a lot of options out there for you. Maybe you're starting to embrace some of that. I do feel as though you were coming out of a situation and maybe leaving a situation pretty hastily. There had been some things happening where the energy had kind of been reaching a boiling point, right? Where you were in a pot of water and it has gotten hotter and hotter and hotter. Spirit's using the word amplified, right? Where it's just like become amplified, and it got to the point where maybe it was boiling and you just absolutely knew you didn't want to be there anymore, and so you removed yourself from the situation. Okay, so there were events that were kind of leading up to the current situation, to where it was worsened, the condition worsened, and so you decided that you wanted to leave. In fact, you were maybe left with no choice but to leave. Okay, so you removed yourself from the equation. Now, so when you got out of Dodge here, you left quickly, but you wasted no time. I don't feel as though you left yourself in a space where you were like reeling from pain or hurt. I feel like this was something that you expected. You knew that it was coming, and so you had prepared yourself maybe emotionally and mentally for that. Maybe even in a physical way had prepared yourself. Maybe you'd been saving some money, or maybe you had set some things aside, and I'm getting chills with that. So you were ready for this. Okay, so I feel like you're bouncing back very quickly, where it's like you reel in your fishing rod and then you immediately cast it back out. I feel like you're already back, cast back out, and so you're in that phase where you are you know, having a lot of opportunity, a lot of creative energy, really looking into what it is that you're going to be building next and where you're going to be putting your energy. I have a feeling that, you know, you removed yourself from that precarious situation and you're already starting to make progress on what it is that you want to build, because I do feel you know, generally speaking, you know, Spirit's like you have a really good head on your shoulders, so you had an idea of what it is that you wanted and what direction you wanted to head in, and so you've already started to work in that direction or work toward building on that, right? So this is what they're saying. You're going to be building on that. They're saying to wait, Spirit's saying to wait for an optimal condition and then like really make your big move, okay? There will be no perfect time, they're saying, okay? I feel like you're waiting for a perfect time or waiting for the timing to be right. They're saying don't pay attention to the timing of it, but pay more attention of to what's going on in as far as conditions of things in order to make that big move. Okay, like I feel like money moves, right? So I feel like that could be around career or finances, a working situation, things like that. Like maybe you're looking for a promotion. I feel like that revolves around money, whatever that situation is for you, Libra. Moving into the 10th through the 6th, big energy for this one as well. This is where it kind of takes a little bit of a turn as you head in through the mid-month here. We have the Four of Pentacles with the Emperor, a little bit of a controlling type energy, right? And then toward the 16th, the energy that comes out, we have Three of Cups with the Devil, and then with the Strength card as well. Okay, so what I really feel with this is there's going to be a point in time in the week of the 10th through the 16th where you're going to have to actively declare your independence, declare your standards, declare, you know, what it is that you want for yourself. I feel like you're going to have to proclaim it. You're going to have to say it out loud. You're going to have to speak it out loud and tell others, right? Clarify this for others, because I feel like it's a confusing situation for other people, right? I feel as though you might be sitting in a place where you're feeling maybe just a little bit, I don't want to say worthless, because I just feel like there's just a little bit of, you know, a self-esteem issue, I guess, that's kind of presenting itself, is what I really feel with this Four of Pentacles. And I think as a result of that, maybe there's a little bit of a lack of boundaries between you and others, and so people are trying to, I don't want to say they're trying to take advantage, but maybe the lines are blurred a little bit, and so there's some confusion. And so I feel like as long as you are open and honest with where you stand as far as your values, as far as your desires, as far as your intentions, right? As long as you're being honest and true to yourself at all times, I feel like that leaves no room for confusion. That leaves no room for blurring of the boundaries, right? And that's where you're going to have to be this Emperor. You're going to have to be this person that declares who you are and what you stand for. And so, you know, you can't be afraid to be this leader that comes in with this Emperor, okay? And you're going to have to really take the reins on a situation even, right? And so you're going to have to embrace some of your social qualities there, Libra, and then allow others to follow suit. As you set those intentions, as you make it very clear, other people will fall in line, okay? And as to how to treat you, how to respect you, how to get on board with, you know, where it is that you're at. All right. Now, I feel as though you might be working with somebody else. Okay, you might be joining forces. Spirit is saying like hand in hand with that. Okay, you might be really working with somebody else. Now, I feel as though this is going to help you to eradicate some of those feelings of worthlessness and help to have you work on some of those self-esteem issues. Now, I feel as though, like a general rule of thumb, maybe you don't work with somebody, right? Maybe you like typically just avoid working with others or avoid working with somebody on certain tasks. And in this setting, I feel like this is something that you're going to have to do. I feel like it's being set up by Spirit this way to help you overcome this. But, you know, I feel as though what you're going to be overcoming in this is you're going to be able to ask for help when needed. You're going to be enlisting the help of others when needed. You're going to have adoration or admiration from other people as you start to stand in your truth and stand in your power and start to define yourself just a little bit more with this. And I feel specifically with this here, especially with this Devil card, you're going to be overcoming. I feel like there's a situation that's going to present itself where you're going to be overcoming. There's going to be a pattern or something that's going to be presenting itself where it's going to be pointed out to you, maybe from somebody else, or maybe you're aware of it, a situation that happens, and you're going to, it's a pattern that was established long ago where, okay, for an example, say, every time you go on a date, you go like 0 to 100 and you see yourself committing to that person, and you see a future, and that person gets scared off. Or like say every time you have an adult beverage, you go 0 to 100 and you have not just one but like 4 or 5. You know, where it's something, it's like overindulgence on some level. It's a pattern that's been established like for a long time now, and you're just gonna have to be mindful of that, I think. And what's gonna happen is either somebody's gonna help you to overcome that, or you are going to acknowledge that and overcome that, and by establishing the reins here and defining who you are and standing in your truth and claiming that while you're working in that group setting, it's going to empower you enough to take the reins on that and handle your business yourself. Okay, so I really like that. Good energy, right? That's that strength card. You got this, Libra. You got this. Okay, moving into the 17th through the 23rd, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Wands come out together, and then the 5 of Cups as you move toward the 23rd of October, okay? So a little bit of sadness, right? A little bit of grieving, and that's okay. I think it's normal to allow some of these feelings to surface, as long as you're allowing yourself to grieve and to release them as they surface. Honor your feelings and not bury your feelings, right? So what I feel with this is that in the past, maybe you were let down by somebody, or maybe you let somebody down. And what I feel with this is maybe there was a situation in which there was ridiculing, maybe criticizing, full-on argument is what I maybe even feel. You know, like loose lips sink ships is the phrase that actually comes through too. So maybe you overheard somebody talking about you, or this information, there was information that was talked about, and then it ultimately it was used against you. And so there's this like feeling where you've just been carrying this guilt, right, forever, and so this sadness, right? You've been feeling this maybe for a while, and there is a point here where I feel like there's a conversation that you need to have with somebody. I feel like this talk is like very overdue, because I feel maybe even you felt like a burden to somebody else, and this has been very cumbersome for you to carry this load on your shoulders. It's been very heavy now for a while, and as you allow yourself to do this, it's going to help to release some of that pressure. It's going to feel a little bit lighter. It's going to allow you to process some of these emotions better, so that you can open up space for some new energies to enter into your life, and to allow yourself to just move forward, and to, you know, as you allow yourself to release some of that guilt, you will start to improve your life really overall. And so, you know, Spirit is saying, like, do this, and do this with great speed, right? Like, do this quickly, because it's going to very much expand your horizon moving forward, okay? You know, I feel with this, it's going to really bring a lot of stability, and this is the stability I think that you're seeking and that you're wanting. And I think that by holding on to this, it's kind of preventing, I don't want to say it's totally preventing, but it puts a little bit of a block in having great relationships succeed, and, you know, in your current life, right? Because it's something that you're very cognizant of as you're sitting in establishing new patterns in relationships, right? And so as you release this is just going to improve your overall life. So I really, really think that this is something important for you. If you're having difficulty releasing some of that, work with your heart chakra. Really drop it down into your heart chakra. If you're all about crystals, you know, if you want to get a ruby, if you want to get a malachite, if you want to get you know, green crystals, because that's the color of the heart chakra. If you need to have just a little bit of assistance with some healing work doing that, you can reach out to myself or any other amazing healers out there to help you just clear some of that energy. there's a great heart opener with the yoga exercises that might help to open up some of that as you're working through some of that grief as well. The 24th through the 31st, we have the Queen of Cups with the Two of Pentacles and the Justice card. Okay, so here we are. Definitely see you in your own reading there, Libra. What I feel with this is that there has been some assumptions kind of made as a result of everything that's going on. Okay, so what I feel with this is between you and this person, there has been assumptions made. Like there's been predictable behavior patterns that have established themselves, and so like everybody that came before you perhaps with this person has had the same issues that you have had with this person, and so you're aware of that, and you feel as though maybe you have bent over backwards to accommodate this person, where this person has been totally aloof, like totally cold and casual and distant. And I feel like this person could be a Gemini, so another air sign. And I feel what this is really lacking here is that you have a perspective that you process everything through your own experiences. They process everything through their own experiences. So you each have your own perspective, which is each side of that scale. Woo! There it is. Each side of that scale. And then somewhere in between all of that is the truth, right? And so it's not saying that you're seeing it wrong or that you're viewing it wrong. It's saying you have experiences that you've been through that allow you to perceive things in a certain way, or something will happen and then it will hurt your feelings, where in another situation it might not hurt somebody's feelings, right? And so on that scale, that's we have to come to an agreement almost, right? And so that's what I see with that justice right there. So somewhere in between all of that is where either you're meeting middle ground or you're coming to the truth, both of you, each your own individual truth, and still coming together. And so I feel like through all of that, you're coming to like this transition where you're finding out what you're made of, like the composition of you, where you're finding out what you're made of, like why you might have gotten so upset when things happened, or why you might have perceived things to happen a certain way. And so, even though that might not have been their intentions, or things like that, or why you haven't, had a conversation with this person and you've just allowed yourself to be in a place of carrying all this guilt this time for this amount of time, and allowing it to just weigh on you and preventing you from having an amazing relationship when you deserve an amazing relationship, right? And so I think it's about allowing yourself to find that perspective and find that space and reflect on that at this time as you move forward, and find that scale of justice where you are having the conversations, you are taking the action steps now to get yourself into a space where you are processing some of those emotions, so that when your Five of Cups comes up, you can see the other two cups that are available to you that are still full, that you have your back to, those new opportunities that Spirit's trying to show you that are like, hey, I know you're sad, but there's some really amazing things out here still for you. Okay? So overall advice here for you, Libra, for the month of October, we have the Hanged Man. Okay? So with this, I really feel, I hear the lyrics to this song. I didn't even bother looking up who sung it. I'm sorry. Against the Wind. Like, it's like you're running against the wind. You're having resistance. You have resistance. You're introducing your own resistance to this too, I think. But again, it's about allowing yourself to let go of some of that resistance by allowing yourself to let go of the control of the situation, allowing Spirit or universe or God, however you refer to it, step in and do their part as you take the action steps that you need to when you feel called to have the conversations and do the hard part and do those things, right? And I think part of that too is with that Four of Pentacles that you saw at the beginning of the month, you might have your guard up because of those those feelings of like low self-esteem and things that you got to work through, right? You're guarding your heart. So acknowledging that sometimes can just be key in the beginning processes of moving forward from that. So I feel as though you're a little bit territorial maybe as well, where you really, really want to stand your ground. You really, really want to be right. So letting go of some of those things in terms of your expectations of an outcome, because sometimes it's not about that at all, right? Sometimes it's about just acknowledging where you're at, where this other person is at, and then just like bygones be bygones, right? And so, you know, this is like this judgment day, but it's really a non-judgment day, right? It's about having your day where you speak your truth, they speak their truth, you let this weight just be lifted off of your shoulders, and you move forward, because that's the human experience. We are always in a constant state of transition with our emotions. They're very transient. They come and go, right? And so you've clung to this guilt and allowed that to become you, consume you, and it is not who you are. You are very light and feathery and, you know, airy, wonderful, soulful being, and you're meant to have joy here. And so Spirit is showing me this sparrow, and so with this sparrow, it's about utilizing your caution moving forward. Yes, right, with that Four of Pentacles. Yeah, okay, we have to be a little bit mindful. Sometimes we do have to guard our heart, but also when you guard your heart so much, we're blocking off the joy. We're not only blocking off bad experiences. I don't want to say bad experience. No experience really is bad, but we're blocking ourselves off to, you know, we're trying to prevent negative feelings and negative emotions, or those emotions that are perceived as negative, right? Because we don't want to feel them. It hurts. But then we're also blocking out the joy, right? So as you let your guard down and you work through some of those feelings of low self-esteem and you open yourself up to beautiful things in this life, you're also opening yourself up to more and more joy. So just seeing it from a different perspective with that Hanged Man, okay? Embracing your creativity and your intelligence as you allow yourself to trust yourself to navigate your life in your beautiful space of wisdom, and trusting that everything is always working in your favor, as you understand that Spirit will always have your back through this whole process. So it's a really beautiful reading here for you, Libra. So I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, because not all general readings can resonate for everybody, I'd love to be able to do that for you. You can hit me up at the Square site in the description box below, or if you're catching me on the Facebook, the description box at the top, or what's pinned at the top on the Facebook page. And as always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a phenomenal day.